was something about cutting a piece of wood that would just get you into the moment. It would bring you right into the moment, where we're all supposed to be anyway, because it's in the moment where are the pieces. Queens Village was the community I grew up, and the center of Queens Village was really Jamaica Avenue, which was bubbling with energy when I grew up. I really got involved in this kind of this state of mind that I was going to do what I wanted to do, and I didn't really concern myself with the consequences. You know, I really, to make a decision to work in the arts, you have to be realistic, but I was not realistic. By the time I got to Queens College, not Queens, Queensborough, I was then to meet my first painting teacher, who was one of my dearest friends, which was John Hawkins. Such an important person in my life. He has died recently, within the last couple of years, and tremendous loss, but he was, we just had so much fun together. When I first started doing woodcuts with John, it was probably in 1989, 1990. That was the first time I was cutting wood. I'd worked with wood from working with in the theater for many years, but to approach it this way, it was funny. John said there, look, you'll only cut the wood with 4 chisels. He was explaining to me that I was going to learn a certain style of cutting, and he tried to show me his way of cutting line and dealing with line. He was very concerned about line work was very important for him. And I had studied drawing with him as well, so he would give me the old exercises, and we would go to the gardens and draw together, and he'd always say, this is, you know, always emphasizing the work of line. And he loved the German Expressionists. Now, I really didn't know that much about the German Expressionists at the time, but the way I naturally worked was in that style, and he noticed that in me, and he said, look how you cut. He said, you cut just like those German Expressionists. He says, I've always wanted to do that, and you just do it, he'd say to me. I often think sometimes it was a way he figured he could ground me, he could bring me back, you know, because I would have a tendency of wanting to, like, I was always running to chase new ideas and do new things, and he would see that I would like to gouge the same way, which I'll show you in some of my work, and the kind of slicing of the wood, because the German Expressionists didn't really care. They wanted the people to see they were working on wood, and it wasn't about the carving, it was about the picture. And it's the biggest conversation I have with people all the time when they look at the wood and they say, oh, it's a great carving. I said, yes, but I'm really more concerned about the picture. Okay, so you just want to make sure you get all the edges. As long as you can see it through, you got to print. Isn't that exciting? It still excites me after all these years.